ओम सदाशिवसमारंभां शंकराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. Yes. So we are doing chapter 9.
23rd verse.
Yeah.
23rd verse we have to start.
Yeah. 22nd we completed last time. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Any questions or clarifications? Are it all clear? Yeah. Okay. No questions, then we'll go ahead. Okay. Then we had said, what about those who worship other devatas? You can include it as non-traditional forms or even other religions. Okay, even other religions. Anya Devata can indicate that as well. Okay, so what about them? There he says this, okay. येपि अन्य देवता भक्ताः यजन्ते श्रद्धयान्विताः तेपि मामेव कौन्तेय यजन्ति अविधिपूर्वकम्. येपि अन्य देवताः भजन्ति श्रद्धयान्विताः. With Shraddha, those who worship other devatas, meaning in other forms. Okay, other forms. Maybe it's our Father in heaven. Maybe it's Allah, whatever. Okay, whatever form they worship. Okay, or some tribal forms, etc. Okay. Like if you go, I used to work a lot in this Gujarat, Maharashtra border areas. So the tribal worships Vagoba. God is riding on a tiger. Call it Vagoba, but really speaking, it's like Durga only. So what about all of them? He says, no, what about all of them? Anya Devata. He says, Yepi Anya Devataha Bhaktaha, but Yajante Shraddhayanvitaha. This is the important thing. With a certain trust, a certain belief, they are worshipping. Because worship means belief, no problems. Okay. Knowledge cannot be belief oriented, but worship can be. In fact, all worship involves Shraddha. Okay. Okay. Shraddhayanvitaha. Tepi mameva kaunteya yajanti. They also worship me alone. Because who is invoked? Ishvara is invoked. You have a million forms. Who is being invoked? Ishvara alone is invoked. But he says, avidhi purvakam. It may be without the proper structure, etc. of worship. Avidhi purvakam. That may happen. Yeah. Like in a tribal worship I have seen, normally things that will not be offered by you and me, or in a traditional worship. I am talking about non-tantric worship, okay? Ordinary worship. Alcohol, etc. being offered. Meat, etc. being offered. In Tantra, there are particular rituals when that is done vidhi purvakam, not avidhi purvakam, okay? Yeah. Because what are they doing? Hey, what I have, I offer. What I have, I offer. I mean, after all, that's all you can offer, isn't it? What you have. Can you offer what you don't have? What you like, you will offer. If you don't like, how can you offer it to the Lord? Yeah. So, avidhi purvakam, there's also worship comes to me alone, he says. Because there's only one Ishvara. You can invoke him in a million forms. traditional, non-traditional, anything. In fact, outside Calcutta High Court, somebody put a linga there and called it High Court Eshwara. Very popular. Correct? If you are going into the justice system, you better have God's grace with you. Yeah, the High Court judges or Supreme Court judges want the government to submit plans for how they are going to set up new oxygen plants in 1 week. But the cases there have been going for 20 years, 30 years. What about that? Set your own house in order. Set your own house in order first. Yeah. True. The government is not appointing judges. Yesterday, Nariman, the judge who was retiring, said that. Lawyers, if you are asked to be at the bench, please be. Serve as a judge. It's your responsibility to give back. Most people don't want to because they make more money as a practicing lawyers. You see the ridiculous amount some of these lawyers charge. We think doctors please us. These people are 10 times worse. Anyway, what I am trying to say is High Court Eshwara. From where did this form come up? There is a traditional form, Dharma Raja. That is worship of Yama. Nobody worships, okay? Who wants to worship Yama? You are scared. Why not? Yama is not a frightful figure in Indian tradition. In Indian tradition, Yamaraja is a teacher of Vedanta. He taught Nachiketa Vedanta in Kathopanishad. Okay. Yeah. So we don't have those type of notions. Okay. Then he says, he adds to that, Aham hi sarva yajnanam bhokta cha prabhureva cha natu mam abhijananti tatvena ashatyanvitaha. He says, achavantite, sorry. Tatvena ataha chavantite. Aham hi sarva yajnanam bhoktaha. I am the bhokta here in the sense of the one who receives. I am the one who receives all forms of worship. Prabhurevacha, I am the Lord that is invoked in every worship. This does not refer to only Krishna. That is another problem. In India, anything you take, people make it into a problem. Therefore, Krishna is only one to be worshipped, not Shiva, etc. The same, there is one Ishvara, one Bhagavan. You invoke him in a million forms. Ishvara alone is the Prabhu, the Lord that is invoked, and Ishvara alone is the Bhokta, the receiver of all that worship. Of all that worship. He says, Natu mam abhijananti. But if they are all worshipping you, they should all gain moksha, na? Te na abhijananti. They don't know me. They don't seek to know me either. Yeah. You call a padri or a mullah and say, do you want to know God? It's blasphemy. God is supposed to, he is unknown. You are supposed to only believe and worship and follow his orders. They don't want to know also. So many of our bhaktas also won't want to know. I don't want to know God. I just want to do my worship. Why? Because they treat God as their uncle or an ATM card. God give me this, God give me that, God give me this, God give me that. Yeah. Nothing wrong in asking the Lord for what you want. Nothing wrong in that. But this is the level of bhakti. Is good that at least that much bhakti is there. I'm not denying it. But people should grow more than that. People should grow to more than that. Yeah. Otherwise, you'll say, Tata ne aapyo, Birla ne aapyo, mane nathi aapyo. Typical Bombay prayer. Okay. You go to the Lord and you crib. Yeah. Therefore, he says, Natu mam abhijananti tatvena. In reality, they don't know me. They don't seek to know also. Ataha, because of that, chavanti te, they fall away from moksha. They will get heaven, etc. It will get. Yeah. All that they will get. Karma phala they will get. Anybody who worships. Karma phala you will get. Even a Rakshasa worship, they will get karma phala. Yeah. You have seen that in all the stories and Puranas, etc. Anyone who worships get karma phala. Not moksha. Yeah, sometimes when you read these Puranas or this Bhakti literature, you will say, because he was killed by the god, he got moksha. That moksha is apekshikam. Like how, if someone in your family dies or a friend's family dies, or so, you go for that funeral. And the Pandit does his rituals. Okay. Then what will he tell you at the end of the ritual? The soul is satisfied, he has got moksha. What moksham is that? Meaning he has gone on his gati, on his forward journey. He is no more tied down to this earth. He is gone on his onward journey. That's all that it means, that moksha. Sadgati he has got. Yeah. But not moksha. Moksha is different. Moksha is recognizing who you are, that you are non-different from Ishvara. Understanding Bhagavan in his reality. Not in his form, in his rupa form, but in his swarupa, what he really is. And when you see God in his swarupa, you will see yourself non-different from him. Isha darshanam atmarupataha. Anyad darshanam manasa ikshanam. Any other darshanam is a mental projection. This is Ramana's words. One of the greatest sages of our times, he said that. Okay? To see the Lord as non-different from you. That is the true darshanam. Any other darshanam is a mental projection. Yours or the Lord's, one of the two things. Lord came to you and he gave you darshan. Nobody else can see. What does that mean? Only the bhakta can see. It could be a whole delusionary projection by yourself. Right or wrong? Okay. Why? Because at the end of the day, you are the same person. You are not changed. So, in what way did that darshan help you? In what way it helped you? You feel blessed. That's good. What else? What else? You feel a sense of confidence. I'm on the right track. God is there with me. Okay. और क्या मिलेगा? Tell me. What else at the end of the day? Everything about your life is remaining the same. Because there is karma phala. You have to go through it. Your desires are the same. Are you saying you have darshan of the Lord, now I have no more desires for anything? No. No devotee has ever said that. If at all the devotee has said, "Oh Lord, you gave me your darshan and you went away, I want to see you again." Lord give you darshan, you are one of the few in the world who has got that. Bas ho gaya na. Triptoham. The human mind, the sense of finitude will make you long. Make you long. Yeah. Yeah. We'll never. A human mind is like that. How many times have you said, "Lord, give me this, I don't want anything else after that"? Lord, I love this girl. Give me this girl. Make her fall in love with me and marry me. I won't ask you for anything else. Then he gets married. God gives him tatastu. And then the whole list of what he wants starts. Previously you were a singleton. ठीक है यार. You can, any job is okay. You can check up your job when you want and go. Anything you can do. अभी क्या हो गया? अभी responsibilities are there. So whole list starts. What do you want from the Lord? Yeah, it never gets over. Why? The human heart is like that. There is a sense of finitude, a sense of lack. And what you are really seeking is fulfillment. Otherwise known as moksha. Freedom from the sense of lack. That's called moksha. Moksha meaning freedom. Freedom from what? From the sense of finitude. That's what you are seeking. So anything short of that will not satisfy you. You can feel blessed. Yeah. That is fine. You have the darshan of the Lord, you will feel blessed. Good. Very nice. Good. So you are on the right track. Yeah. अच्छा है. You worship him for whatever you want. All worship anyway is for dharma artha kama. No, no Swamiji, I am worshipping for moksha alone. How will you gain moksha by worship? Yes, it's good. Why? It will help you get a mind that can understand Vedanta. It will help you get a teacher to come into your life. Yes. But he has to teach and you have to understand. That still remains. That still remains. Yeah. And honestly, once a week may not be enough. Once a week is good to start with. Okay? That's why I organize camps and all to soak yourself 2, 3, 4 days. I know you all can't take more time from that, from your families, etc. So 3, 4 days. Soak yourself in Vedanta morning to evening. But Swamiji, it's COVID time. So क्या हो गया? All COVID protocols are being followed. Yeah. Maids come to your house, friends come to your place. Yeah. You will travel. Same risk factors. The question is how much commitment is there to gain moksha. Therefore, if you have that commitment, you will gain it. Believe me, the most important thing necessary, where he says they fall away in spite of all the worship. Correct? They fall away from moksha. Karma phala they will get. I mean, Shiva appeared in front of Ravana. No? He wanted boons, he got it. Somebody has asked a nice question. Can desiring moksha also be termed as a desire? Yes, it's a desire. But it cannot be equal with other worldly desires. Because it's a desire. Actually, the desire for moksha is dangerous. It will swallow up all other desires. In time, you will find there is one. In time, not initially. In time, you will find there is only desire for moksha left. Nothing else. Yeah. That's why even if you have darshan of the Lord like Ravana, finally what happened? He gave a prescription for his own death. That's what he did. Why? First he asked for immortality. He says, in this form, immortality is not possible. Immortality is only for the Atma Sarupaha, not for this form. Okay, then I should not be killed by, and he gave a list. No list that a human being thinks is ever complete. Even when if a Rakshasa thinks is not complete. You cannot think of everything. Even if you get a whole team put together and all of you also sit together and make a list, it will not be complete. It will not be complete. That's what is indicated there. He gave a list. I should not be killed by all these people. Okay. He left out humans and vanaras. He thought, they are baye haath ka khel hai. His arrogance. So God had to take a human form and come to kill him. So he gave a prescription. No? Hiranyakashipu gave an exact prescription. Should not be killed by animals. I should not be killed by a man. I should not be killed inside. I should not be killed outside. I should not be killed in the sky. I should not be killed on the ground. ठीक है. Exactly like that, Lord came to Manisha. So what boon did you ask for?
Swamiji, I have one question.
Shoot.
When we recite a particular stotra,
Yeah.
at the end the Falashruti comes.
Yeah.
Now, really speaking, should we ask him something when we know that he knows whatever I have to get, I will get? Why he can ask for it? So,
Correct.
Falashruti should we say or no?
You say the Falashruti. Whenever you are saying any stotra, etc., Falashruti is part of the game. It's good to say that.
Okay.
It's good to say that because that completes it. It completes it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Swamiji, I have
Yeah.
one more question.
Yeah.
See, when we say we have a darshan of the Lord, it could be our own delusion or a self-projection. you
Yeah.
said. Now, what about divinations, Swamiji? Like, okay, I was sleeping, I had a dream. Bhagwan said, I am found there, as a sculpture. You consecrate me. What are all these?
Same thing. Ishvara's projection. May not be human projection, but Ishvara's projection.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I knew this gentleman, he is no more now. It's an interesting story. In Dhanu, just 5 kilometers outside Dhanu, there is a hillock where there is a Devi temple. Okay. Very interesting story because I knew both these people. So a Parsi gentleman got a dream. 3 nights in a row. Come to this temple and find me and build a temple for me inside this cave. A tribal in that area also got a similar dream saying, this is how you will find me. So because 3 nights it is reported, it was the same dream, both of them went there. And they went there, all right, now how do you find Devi? So the tribal said, the Devi has said, to roll this coconut down the hill, wherever the coconut stops, you will find me. So they did that. Naturally, there are bushes and everything, the coconut stopped someplace. They found an old statue, Murti, And there is a cave also close by. So they consecrated the Devi there. So definitely it was not their projection, it was Ishvara's projection. But projection it was. After their consecration, lot of punya came to their lives. Moksha? The tribal died of old age. You know how the Parsi gentleman died? He got into an accident. A small accident. He was brought into the hospital that I had sort of revived. That I helped to revive a hospital there called Mission Hospital. So I helped to revive that hospital. Got in there. So my friend who was a doctor there said, hey, this man is being brought here. So I said, okay, I will pray that he recovers. And I was opening, I had a small prayer book with me. I was opening it. I said, no. Who am I to pray? What Devi wills will happen. And his injuries were minor. But look at how fate plays. But because he was an important man in that locality, the doctors there decided to transfer him to Bombay for further treatment. Because this was where? This was in the 80s, late 80s, when I was active in all these areas for all this type of work. After 94 or so, I have not been there. So after in the 80s it was. Okay. In fact, a couple of people here may not have even been born in that time. Okay. So he was being taken to Bombay. And he reached the hospital and the hospital declared him dead on arrival. But since they had taken him to the hospital, they did a post-mortem. And you won't believe it, if he was in Dhanu, he would have survived. There is a small tear in his lungs because of the impact of the accident, the thing coming and impacting him. There is a small tear. So air was escaping from the lungs every time he was breathing and putting pressure on the heart. So what is the treatment? Immediate treatment that you can do? First aid, simple. Put an injection syringe straight into the thoracic cavity. That's all you need. The air will escape, heart will pump. Many a time you don't have to do anything else, that the thing will heal by itself. That's why when I was going to open my book to pray for him, I felt that his time is up. So, these are all intuitive feelings, but they don't make up moksha. They are all, you are getting a peep into Ishvara's mind. A peep into it. But it is still mind stuff. Let us say Ishvara comes and gives you a darshan. But the darshan comes and goes, na? It's a pure projection. When the whole universe is a projection of Ishvara, what about a special form that he takes to give you darshan? That's also his projection only. So don't get upset because I am using the word projection. All the bhaktas here, okay? Whole universe is a projection. An avatara is a projection. Yeah. And every avatara comes under certain descriptions and things. Self-imposed limitation. Like in Rama Avatara, he took himself as a human being. Atmanam manusham manye. I take myself as a human being. Ramoham Dasharati. That's it. Son of Dasharatha. Krishna Avatara, the other way around. He never took himself as a human being. Therefore, you have to interpret the Shastra accordingly. So, in fact, okay, it's a good, interesting question. How will you put an avatara's body? How will you classify it? Your body, my body, we have a vyavaharik reality, correct? There is karma phala for our bodies being what it is. Though sometimes we wish we are a couple of inches taller or a couple of inches shorter. Yeah, I know people who wish they were a couple of inches shorter also. And I know people who wish they were a couple of inches taller also. Okay, it doesn't matter. According to your karma phala, you are given this body. So there is a vyavaharik reality to it. We are all born under avidya with karma phala. What about an avatara? No avidya, no karma phala. So will you put that body as a vyavaharika body? Functioning body like yours and mine? No, you can't. Can you put it as paramarthikam, absolute reality? No, absolute reality is Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahman, nothing else. Then what will you put him in between? What is left? Come on guys, what is left? Paramarthika gone, Vyavaharika gone. What is left?
Subjective.
Pratibhasika, exactly. Mind stuff. Like the stuff your dreams are made of. This is by reduction absurdum, okay? Because nothing else, there is no other place you can put in. But it is transactionally real. You can touch, feel, etc. Yeah. Yeah, when Krishna touched the gopis, they felt it. No? Not they didn't feel it. Hawa mein gaye. No. When Krishna whacked those mallas, they felt it. In fact, they gave up their lives. They felt it that bad. Yeah. When they went to challenge Kamsa, Krishna and Balrama, both the mallas there felt it all right. Yeah. So, can you see, even an avatara's body is not exactly classified like this. Then any darshanam you have has to be taken as mind stuff. Your mind stuff or Ishvara's mind stuff. Okay. That's why Ramana says that manase ikshanam. It's a mental projection. Yeah. Okay. But here he says, even though they worship Anya Devata, etc., worship comes to me. Okay. Akashat patitam toyam yatha sagaram anugacchati. Like the water, rain falling on the hills. Finally, where does it land up? In the ocean only. Sarvadeva namaskaram govindam pratikacchati. All namaskaras, worship done to any devata goes to the Lord alone. Yeah. True. Ishvara alone. Because he is the karta bhokta of all worship. Okay. Now he is telling about your gati after death. Okay. People who are murdered, do they get moksha? Of course, they are victims of a crime. They are not criminals. Yeah. They may, now, moksha, if you are talking about onward journey, anyone who has an akala mrityu. Okay. This is the area of belief now that we are walking into. Akala mrityu means in an accident or somebody else's abuse of will, like a murder, etc., etc. You may require to do a few special rituals for them, so that Because there is Sesha Prarabdha there. Prarabdha left over. They were supposed to lead this much, but they went before that. Therefore, we call it Sesha Prarabdha. Now, some amount of Sesha Prarabdha will be there for all of us. Why? In Kali Yuga, human life is supposed to be 100 years. Okay? In Kali Yuga. Who lives up to be 100, tell me? Nobody, na? Nobody lives 100 years. Why? Pollution, the way we live our lives, too much of food, too little exercise, hearts are not in good condition, junk is put into the system. Don't worry, speaker included. Okay. Yeah. So, all this is part of the game. That's why some rituals have to be done for everyone. Okay? Unless the person is highly pragmatic. If he is a very, very pragmatic person, then he is pragmatic enough to walk away once he dies. Otherwise, especially those who have died because of somebody else's action of killing and things like that, you need certain rituals to be done, like a Tila Homam and things like that, so that they will move onwards in their journey. They can go to whatever loka they are supposed to go to, and then after that take another birth, so that they can exhaust their prarabdha that was left over. So that will be there. But all of them can go on their way. And if any lifetime you are studying Vedanta, then moksha chance opens up. The chance for moksha opens up. Whichever lifetime. That's why 6th chapter he promised, remember, if you die before you gain moksha, Suchinam Srimatam Gehe, you'll born to a cultured family, people who are well off, so you can pick up the threads again. Otherwise, yoginam eva kulaye bhavanti. You're born into a family of yogis. So, moksha is always there, open to your choice. But you have to choose it. Yamesha vranate tena labhyaha. Those who choose it, get it. Those who don't choose it, is not going to get it. You have to choose moksha. Okay? Make it a priority in your life. Okay? Alright. Then he says, Yanti devavratam devan Prutur yanti pitarvrataha Bhutani yanti bhutagnaha Yanti madhyajano apimam. He's putting it in very simple language, okay? He says, Devavratan devan yanti. Those who worship the devatas. Any form of devata, okay? All what we do at home is actually devata worship only. Okay? Yesterday was Naga Panchami. Before that was Chaturthi. So 2 important days together. Naga Chaturthi, Naga Panchami. So worship of Ganesha and worship of the Nagas. Nagas really worship is also Subramanya worship, okay? Because there is the story of how Subramanya took this, saved the Nagas from destruction, etc. Kartikeya. And it is also worshipped of Rahu and Ketu and Shani. Devatas, Devata worship this is. Okay. All Devatas worship, no? So where will they go? To Devaloka. Devan yanti, he says, no? Yanti Devavrata, Devan. They'll go to Devaloka, etc. Pitrun yanti, Pitavrataha. Those who worship the mains, ancestors. Now this ancestor worship in India has practically died out. Okay? Except for your Shraddha ceremonies, etc. Nobody does any ancestor worship. But if you go to some Kerala homes, you will find on corner, there will be a small shrine to the ancestors, especially to the ancestors who started that family line, whom they remember. Like in Kerala, there is a place where my family line goes some 400, 500 years back. The first person who started that, who rebelled against the king, and he got horses from Arabia to fight the king in a cavalry and all that stuff. I think all my ancestors and me also thoda kiske la tha. Okay. What to do? Yeah. So, you will find this. And in some religions like Shinto, etc., in Japan, it's a big thing, the Pitra Pujas. So, where will they go? Pitraloka. Pitraloka. Okay. Bhutani yanti bhutagnya. Those are worshipping all the bhutas. Bhutas here are the spirits, etc. Okay. The spirits. Okay. You worship that there are. Again, this worship is not very well known, but you will find it in some tribal forms of worship. You will also find it. Where will you find this? Mostly tribal societies you will find it. Okay. And even in places where Tantra is strong. Have you all heard of Kuttichatan worship? Those who are Mallus would have heard it. Yeah. Okay. So like that in every culture there is some form. Where will you go to? You will go to their lokas. You will become great mischief players. Okay. Where do you think the idea of that mischief player, there's a movie made out of him called Loki. DC Comics. Avengers, Thor's brother, Loki. All this has come from there only. Ideas have come from here. Yeah. Great mischief maker. So that is what you have been worshipping. Oh my God. Now what do you expect? But Swamiji, why will anyone worship? Go ask the people who worship. They respect that power. They want that power for themselves. You find smaller versions of that in your life. All of you, I know for sure, would have known at least one mischief maker in your life who enjoys playing politics with everyone around you. Every family there is one person. Be careful, it is not you. So, what you will admire is what is inside here. Yeah. Therefore, they will go to their lokas. And those who seek me, this comes to me. Here there is a slight change. The other three are results of karma. Here, it is a result of not only karma, also understanding what Ishvara is. Comes to me means what? You are one with the reality. You are one with the reality. If you are worshipping Ishvara as a Devata, then you will go to Devaloka. If you understand Ishvara, then you come to me, non-different from myself. That is the idea here, okay? All right. So how do I worship? How do you worship? Abhi kya bolu? There are tons and tons of things available. Okay? If you really look into it, now you will go crazy. Whole Vedic rituals, whole niyama, very elaborate, iti kartavyataha, etc. Oh my God. Not what the priests say, what is actually written. Sometimes the priests cook up what they want along as they go along. I caught a couple of priests doing that. Hey, Swamiji, this is, I said, yeah, I know what it is. This is what it is. Yes, Swamiji, we'll do it like that. Okay. Where I know, where I don't know, I leave it, let them do, after all it is their job. Yeah. Anyway, that doesn't matter. So there's a whole list of how it is to be done. Then, if you look at Pauranic worship, oh my God, each Devata there is a huge list. How it is to be done, how it is, etc. What is to be offered, all that it is there, no? If you are worshipping Ganesha, offer modakas. If you can't make modakas, what will you do? What is the option given? What is the option given? Come on, all of you should know this. Nayyapam. Okay. Nayyapam. Nor tell me something else. From my experience, I know for sure that Ganesha likes chocolate also. Yeah. So there is a whole list of what is to be offered, what is to be done, this, that. For Vishnu it is Pal Paisam. For Devi it is Sarkara Paisam. I mean, these are all. Yeah. Some Muni has made it up, okay. And there is some truth on it in the way that the Devata is described, etc. That's fine. All right, fine. This is it. Rules, regulations, etc. That is all meant for gimme, then it is all meant for that. Properly you do it, you will get it. Honestly, I'm not joking. You do a real ritual properly, you will get it. The problem is like finding a good doctor. To find a good priest, you can do it. A good astrologer who will say what is necessary for you. A good priest who will say this is to be done. Difficult. Okay. I know a few of them, so not a problem. Okay, all right. But I want for moksha, so how should that prayer be? Here, listen to this. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhaktya prayachati tadaham bhaktya upakrittam ashnami prayatatmana. Patram pushpam phalam toyam. Patram, a leaf. Pushpam, a flower. Phalam, a fruit. Toyam, water. Yo me bhaktya prayachati. Those who offer it to me out of devotion. That is the operative word here. Bhaktya prayachati. With bhakti, whatever is being offered. Patram, pushpam, phalam, toyam is not a list. It is not a list. It is to indicate anything. Yeah, in this I follow the sadhu life toto. Whatever comes to me, I offer it to the Lord before enjoying it. Even when someone sends me some food, Anjali is not there, I can't see her today. Sometimes she sends me some chole and what do you call? Kulchas. Homemade. The cook makes, you got a very good cook. Chole kulcha. Bhiksha mein aaya hai, offer it to the Lord. It is not there in the list. Pushpa param. It's not there. But offered. Chocolate aaya, oh be offered. Sweets aaya, that's also offered. Someone went to Gujarat and got me some farzan. Ghatia. Have you ever thought of anyone offering Ghatia to Ishvara? Why not? I'm not going to eat all of it. Ishvara doesn't have a problem. Bhaktya prayachati, that's the operative word there. Who offers it out of devotion. Who offers it out of devotion. Bhaktya prayachati. Tadaham bhaktya upahratam Ashnami prayatatmanaha. He says, that which is offered with devotion, I accept. Whatever is being offered. As long as it is with devotion, I will take it, he says. Yeah. I accept it because of your devotion. Yeah. That is why there are stories brought up like that. Shabari tasting the fruit before she offered it to Rama. And Rama accepting it. He didn't say jhuta hai. By the way, that story is not there in Valmiki, okay? The story is not there in Valmiki. Valmiki Shabari is mentioned. That she was waiting for Rama's darshan is also mentioned. And that she welcomed him, Rama and Lakshmana, into the ashrama. She is waiting for his darshan to give up the body. But this part about offering jhuta fruit is not there. Because she was living in an ashram, she would have known, no? That you don't make jhuta and offer and all that stuff. And you think someone living in an ashram will not know whether the fruit is ripe or not? Someone living in the forest or living in the village will not know that the fruit is ripe or not by just looking at it and smelling it. You don't have to even take it close to your nose to smell it. Even from far you will get the smell. So that story is not there, but it is highlighting this fact. It's highlighting, it's Arthavada. It's called Arthavada. Arthavada is an exaggeration or a story to highlight the importance of something. The highlight there is this. Bhakti is operative word. You offer what you want. What you can eat, you can offer. If you can't eat it, don't offer it. Swamiji, but how do you know whether there will be garlic or an onion in that preparation? Especially chole. How can you make chole without onion and garlic? Yeah. Which Punjabi family will make chole without onion and garlic? A Marwari family may make without onion and garlic, but not a Punjabi family. I don't have a problem. Bhagwan also doesn't have a problem. How do you know? Because he accepts it very nicely. He enjoys it. You may have a problem. Okay, if you have a problem, don't offer. In two areas in India, coastal area especially, I have seen this. It may be there in Andhra and Orissa also, but I have not seen it there. But in Bengal and Kerala, I have seen coastal areas people offering fish also. To all the Tambrams here, this is a problem, correct? The Tambrams here will have a problem with what I am saying.
Among the Shiva Bhaktas,
Yeah?
you must have heard Kannappa,
Yes.
the hunter who
Yes.
gave
Correct.
mutton and all that kind of thing.
Correct. What I can eat, I can offer. If I can't eat, I can't offer. Simple as that. The operative word is bhakti. So out of bhakti, are you offering it? Yes. Good enough. Onion and garlic is God's creation or not God's creation? You should read books on Ayurveda for this. Praises onion and garlic. Ayurveda praises onion and garlic. But he says, take it in small doses. Because they are so potent, take it in small doses. Especially garlic. Just take it in very small doses because it's very potent. Especially if any of you have heart problems or cholesterol problems. I'll give you a remedy right now. Especially if you have high cholesterol problems. Guaranteed your cholesterol and triglycerides will come down. I guarantee that. Take 1 pod of garlic. preferably Kashmiri garlic. You find the whole pod, only one garlic makes up the whole pod. It's a little bit rounded. You will get it in all the kirana shops. It's called Kashmiri garlic. Take it, crush it, put a drop of ghee and a pinch of haldi. Roast it. The crushed garlic in a small little container, tiny container. Put a drop of ghee and a pinch of haldi, roast it and have it on empty stomach in the morning. Guaranteed your triglycerides and your cholesterol will come down. Try it out. I learned this from an Ayurvedic friend because I took someone to him. His cholesterol, his triglycerides was 800. 800 triglycerides reading. Can you imagine that? In 1 month it came down to normal readings. 1 month. Without any other medication. Don't go on statins. Statins are dangerous for health. Sometimes you may have to, that's a different thing. But statins generally are dangerous. If it doesn't come under control with this, then take statins. So, what is the idea behind it? Idea is that the most important thing in any worship is your bhakti. It's a sense of devotion. How strong is that devotion? Yeah. That's why I respect the devotion of the Narayani Sena much more than the Gopis' devotion, okay? Most people say Gopis are the greatest devotees. If I was a Guju, I would have said, Revade, Revade. No. Why? Because the soldiers are willing to live and die around the devotion. Where Krishna leads, I will follow. I am putting my life on the line. That is devotion. Making love to Krishna, that's easy. Sitting around him and fawning on him and singing songs and dancing and वो तो मजा का काम है. That's all fun. This what? Yeah. Love for Krishna makes me open up to facing arrows that pierce my body. I'll say one for Krishna. It didn't reach Krishna and it got me. Great. What is that type of devotion? My God. That is devotion. Yeah.
Swamiji,
Yeah.
in Mahabharata, Narayani Sena was opposite to Lord Krishna. Imagine the devotion.
Yes. Because Krishna said you fight on the opposite side, they went on to the opposite side. I mean, come on, what devotion is that? Can you imagine the devotion? Because Krishna said you fight against me, you go on the opposite side. They went on the opposite side. What Krishna says we will do. My God. That is devotion. With that devotion, you offer anything to Ishvara, it's taken. When Shiva manifested himself to Arjuna who was doing tapas in the form of the Kiratakaha, the hunter, they had a fight. Okay? With bows and arrows and swords and finally Mallavidya. With fists and kicking. And then suddenly Arjuna realizes, I am fighting Shiva, what am I doing? And he falls at his feet. And says, please forgive me. Okay? Instead of flowers, I offered you arrows. Shiva laughs and says, you worship me in the best way you know. Yeah. That is devotion. If you can take that and relate to that, there is devotion in your heart. If you can't relate to that and say, oh my God, this is not true, that is not true, then you have a form, a structure which is good, but devotion is low. It's like how the soldier says, ये वीरों की आरती है, खून के होली है. Everyone cannot play that game, okay? Everyone cannot play that game. So you may bhaktya prayachati. With the devotion that you offer, everything is acceptable to the Lord. Then, how to convert your whole life into a worship, so that every action of yours becomes a worship, etc. We have seen before, we will see more from the next verse onwards. But break ke baad, okay? It's past 6:05 now, so we will see that next time, okay? Good place to stop. Om Tat Sat.